Hey guys, welcome back. I'm EDC Connor, and today I'm gonna show you my vintage Casio Databank. It's the calculator watch from the 80s. When I first got this watch was like 2 years ago. I got it at the flea market. They still make Databanks calculator watches. I will link you one in the description box. But I picked this one. It's a vintage. It's straight from the 70s, and you can see the wear and the flat keyboard and everything. And I'm a watch enthusiast, and I prefer this vintage one than the modern one. But if you cannot get a vintage, modern one is equally as cool. Back in the day, these were hit. You have a calculator on your watch. I imagine everyone wanted to have one, and probably were more expensive and appreciated than now. But I do enjoy wearing this one. It's very cool. When I first put the battery in it, it said 1984, I believe. So there's somewhere on my Instagram, there's a photo. But overall, I just wanted to show you how cool this watch is. And it's on the case back. You can see the module number 676 DBC610. So 676 is a module number, and this is Databank calculator G10 and Japan. Nowadays they're made in China, but this is Japan Casio, and I love it. I love the vintage band, and I think the vintage band is more core and better than the old one, which is never the case with vintage bands. It has a brush finish, has a few scuffs here and there, but overall I love it. This thing is a blast. It's a paperweight. You have this vintage clasp, and I love this. I love this kind of watches. I had a vintage Seiko. I sold it and I'm regretting it, but I'm gonna get one eventually. Overall, beautiful watch. Wears fantastically on the wrist. On the wrist, this watch is a dream to have, and I don't use the calculator functions. I just check the numbers working, and when you want to set the time of the watch, you push numbers here. I'm not gonna go through the features, so I'll adjust modes and everything, but it has a lots of these things. Why I'm not going into it? Because I honestly I hate messing with these watches. I always go online on Casio to set it up, set all the things up, and I don't bother anymore with this. I just like having this watch. I like owning it, and you see it in my watch collections. There's always there, and I think you should always have a vintage watch in your collection, and this is one of the cooler versions of those watches. My first watch was vintage Casio. No, it wasn't vintage, but it was a Casio, something like this, and hands the love for digital watches, and I do love this. I don't like the blackouts, they're cool, but this one speaks to my heart. So it has a telememo, schedule, all sorts of gizmos on it. Imagine back in the days, this was super cool watch, but I just wanted to show you. This is a vintage Casio Databank, a EDC color, and thank you for watching. If you like watches, subscribe. I do everything from Casio to Rolex.